Psalms 147:19. Thy shows thy word to Jacob, and the statutes and judgments to Israel. 20. Dealt not so with any other nation. Thy judgments they have not known. First or second Esdras 13:40. The 10 tribes were carried over water. Psalms 149:6. Let the praises of God be in our mouth, and a double-edged sword in our hand. 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen, the punishment upon the people. 8. Bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron. 9. To execute upon them judgment written. This honor have for all the saints, or reserved for the saints. 1 Corinthians 5:1. It's reported commonly that there are fornicators among you, not even done by some that's not even done by the Gentiles, or actions that are not done by the Gentiles, that one takes his father's wife. 2. You're puffed up instead of mourning, that those doing this will be taken away. 3. Yet absent in the body, but present in spirit, I have already judged as though I were present concerning them doing these deeds. 6. Your glory isn't good. A little leaven leavens the whole bread. 7. Purge out the old leaven, that you may be a new lump for your unleavened. 9. Keep not company with fornicators. Then I have 1 Corinthians 5:4-5. But back to 1 Corinthians 5, well, the same thing, I guess. 1 Corinthians 5:12. Judge them that are without, yet not judging them within. 13. Who are without God, judge, put away from among you the wicked person. Ephesians 5:9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness of truth. 1 John 3:22. Whatever we ask, we receive from thy, for keeping the commandments, doing what's pleasing to the Most High in thy sight. 4:4. You are of God and have overcome the world. Greater is the force in you than in the world. 4:6. Those knowing God hear us, and those not of God hear not us, or hear us not. Therefore we know the spirit of truth, also seeing the spirit of error. 5:14. If we ask anything according to thy will hear us. 5:19. We are of God, the world lies in wickedness. 2 John 1:10. Having not this doctrine, receive them not, nor bid them Godspeed. 1:11. Forbidding Godspeed, you partake in evil deeds. 3 John 1:5. Whatever you do faithfully to the brethren, do to the strangers. 1:8. We shall receive we shall receive such, being fellow helpers to the truth. Jude 1:11. Woe to them, for they've taken the way. Woe to them, for they've taken the way of Cain, running to Balaam out of greed for a reward. Perished in the gainsaying of Gore, or of the core. Gore of the core. 1:14. Enoch prophesied, saying, the Lord comes with 10,000 saints, being the seventh from Adam. Then I have 1 Corinthians 5:10-11, 1 John 5:3-5, and I guess this is the stuff off of Jude. So this is Jude 1:15, executing judgment on the ungodly. 1 Corinthians 10:1. Be not ignorant of the fathers for the fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through. 10:2. And all were baptized under Moses in the cloud in the sea. 10:3. And did eat spiritual meat. 10:4. And drink the same spiritual drink from that spiritual rock that followed them. That rock was Christ. 10:24. No one should seek their own good, but the good of others. 10:21. Not able to drink of the cup of God and the evil one. So not able to drink the cup from the cup of God and also the evil one at the same time. Not able to sit at the God's table and the evil one's table. Then I have 10:20, which is blank. 10:17, there's no loaf. We who are many are of one body, for we shall share of the one loaf. 10:13, no temptation has touched you except which is common to humans. Thy will give you a way to escape when you're tempted, that you're able to bear it. 10:11, all these have happened to them as an ensample, written for our admonition, upon whom the end of the world has come. 10:7, as is written, they ate and drank and then got up to play. 10:6, these things are an ensample. So these things were our ensample, to the intent that we should not lust after evil things. 10:27, bring your body into subjection, unless by any means we be disqualified. Then I have Haggai 1:6, Exodus 32:17. Joshua reported to Moses a noise of war in the camp. 32:8 is not from thou or from thy, so it's not from thy or from there, who are for mastery. All right, so hold up, it's not from though who are. I guess it's not from though. I'm not sure. So I guess it's not for thy, but it's for who are for mastery. Nor those crying for being overcome, yet from those who sin or sing. John 2:15. So it's not. Let me go back to 32:8. So it's not from those. I think it was those. So it's not from those who are for mastery, nor for those crying for being overcome, yet for those who sing. John 2:15, he made whips and drove them out of the temple. 2:16, those selling merchandise saying, stop turning my father's house into a marketplace. 2:18, they said, give a sign to prove your authority. 2:17, disciples, remember zeal, for your house will consume you. Jeremiah 51:25, I am against you, mountain who destroys the world. I'll stretch my hand against you and make you burnt out of a mountain, or a burnt out mountain. 51:27, light a banner and blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare nations for battle against her. 51:29, the land trembles and the Lord's purpose is. So the land trembles. The Lord's purpose is to lay waste the land of Babylon, and none will live there. 51:30, Babylon's warriors stop fighting. They remain in their strongholds. They're exhausted and become weaklings, dwelling on fire, and bars are broken. The dwellings are on fire, and the bars are broken. 51:36, see, I'll defend your cause and avenge you, and will dry up her waters. 51:35, may the violence done to our flesh be on Babylon, and our blood on Babylon. Daniel 10:12, be not afraid, Daniel, since the day you set your heart to overstand and be humbled, I have come in to response to your words. 2nd Esdras 12:44, 204 scrolls were written. 14:45, make public the first books to the worthy and the unworthy. 14:46, keep the last 70 books for the wise. 14:47, and these are fountains of understanding, the source of wisdom, the rivers of knowledge. Then I have Wisdom of Suleiman 7:17 through 18. It gave me unerring knowledge of what exists, to know the structures of the world, the elements, the beginning and the end of times. 7:19, the cycle of the year and the constellation of the stars. 7:20, the animal nature and the animals' natures and tempers, the power of spirits and the human thoughts, a variety of plants and virtues of roots. 7:21, the secrets and what's known. Titus 3:8, stress these things, so those trusting in the Lord are careful to devote themselves to the good, This is excellent and profitable to all. 3:7, being justified by thy grace, we may become heirs, having hope in eternal life. Matthew 26:52, put away your sword, for you'll die by the sword. Ezra 9:2, holy race mingle with other races, even the princes and rulers more transgressed. John 6:44, none comes to me unless the Father draws them in. 12:32, when I lift up from the earth, will draw all people unto me. Proverbs 24:27, get your external affairs in line, prepare your field, then build a house. 1 Timothy 1:4, devoting themselves to myths and endless genealogies, this promotes controversial speculations, slowing thy works. Romans 11:1, God hasn't cast away thy people, certainly not, for I am an Israelite, so son of Abraham, the tribe of Benjamin. Exodus 12:35 through 38, Israel spoiled Egyptians when they left. John 5:14, my friends do what I say. Lamentations 4:14, sins of prophets and priests who shed blood of the righteous caused this. 1 Thessalonians 4:11 through 12, study to be quiet and do your own business, working with your own hands, to walk honestly to them that are without, and that you lack nothing. Psalms 137:8, daughter of Babylon, doomed to destruction, blessed are they who repay you as you have done to us. Ezekiel 34:25, they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. 1 Corinthians 7:5, defraud not each other except it be with consent, for a time, to give yourselves over to fasting and prayer. 7:6, this is by permission, not commandments. 7:7, wish that all were as myself, yet everyone has their own gifts. Psalms 121:3, thy won't suffer your foot to be moved, that he that keeps you won't slumber. 121:4, that keeps Israel won't sleep nor slumber. So he who keeps it, all right. 127. Whew. Parasites today, boy. 127:1, except the Lord build this house, they labor in vain to build it. 127:3, the children are an heritage of the Lord, the fruit of the womb is a reward. 132:12, if your children keep the covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall sit upon the throne evermore. See, it's a clause in the contract. 132:13, the Lord has chosen Zion, desires it for thy habitations. 132:14, this is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I desire it. 132:18, his enemies clothed in shame, upon himself shall his crown flourish. Jeremiah 31:2, those left found grace in the wilderness. Hebrews 7:3, thy is without parents, nor beginning nor end of existence. 2 Corinthians 5:2, or it could be 5:21, I believe it's 5:2, for our sakes thy made him to be sin who knew not sin, so in him we become the righteous of God. James 2:18, one will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith from your works, and I'll show my faith by my works. Matthew 5:18, for truly until heaven and earth pass away, not a dot will pass from the law. 1 Timothy 5:18, that was a good one too. Matthew 5:18. 1 Timothy 5:8, if you don't provide for your household, you deny the faith, and you are worse than believers or non-believers. Hebrews 4:12, for the word of God is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the division of the soul and of the spirit. Numbers 31:3, or it could be 1:3. I think it's 31:3. Moses said, arm the men for war to execute thy judgments. Judges 5:8. When new gods were chosen, then war was in the gates. Was shield. So when new gods were chosen, then war was in the gates. It was shields and spears to be seen among 40,000 in Israel. 2 Timothy 3:16 through 17. All scriptures are breathed. All scriptures are breathed out by God, profitable for teachings, for the reproof and the correction, training in righteousness, to be contempt and equipped for every good works. 2 Timothy 3:15. From childhood you've been acquainted with the sacred writings, which make you wise for salvation. 2 Timothy 3:15. Hebrews 11:7. By Noah being warned by God about events unseen in respect, constructed an ark for the saving of his household, and by this he condemned the world and became heirs of the righteousness. John 14:15. If you love me, you keep my commandments. 2 Timothy 4:7. I fought the good fight. I finished the race and kept the faith. Acts. Just have Acts. Okay, no, I think it's still the same one. It could be Acts, but I think it might be 2 Timothy 4:8. So it says, Acts, while praising and fasting, thy set apart Barnabas and Saul for the works to which I have called them. Joel 2:12 through 13. Return to me with your hearts in fasting while weeping, and give your hearts and not garments. Ecclesiasticus 37:29. Be not unsatiable in dainty things, nor too greedy upon meats. Luke 17:28. The kingdom of God comes not by observation. Baruch 4:32. Miserable are the cities my children have served, and miserable is she who received my sons. 1 John 2:7. No new commandments, but of an old commandment from the beginning. Acts 24:14. I confess that they call heresy, so I worship God, believing all which is written in the law of the prophets. 2 Esdras 2:40. Seal up those who have fulfilled the law. Matthew 11:6. Blessed is the one who doesn't fall away on the account of me. James 2:10. Who keep the whole law, yet guilty at one, is guilty of all. John 7:34. The spirit they receive has never been given, for Yahushua wasn't yet glorified. 2 Esdras 14:32. I opened my mouth, behold, a full cup which was like. I opened my mouth, and behold, a full cup which was like water, yet the color of fire. 14:40. And when I drank it, my heart poured out overstanding, and wisdom increased in my breast, for my spirit retained its memory. Jonah 3:5. They believed God, proclaimed a fast, and from the greatest to the least. Daniel 9:11. All Israel transgressed the laws, so the curse is poured upon us. The oath that's written in Moses' law. 9:12. I say 9:12, or it says 4:5. I believe it's 9:12, or it could be 4:5. The words have been I think alright, this is what it is. So it says 9:12. That's his words has been given, or his word that has been given has been confirmed by bringing the great evil. Ecclesiasticus 4:10. Be a father to the fatherless instead of a husband to their mother. So shall you be the child of God. Deuteronomy 12:8. You shall not do according to all that we are doing today, everyone doing what's right in their own eyes. Galatians 5:13. You're called to liberty, not liberty for an occasion to the flesh. 5:17. The flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. They conflict, keeping you from what you should do. Daniel 11:2. As soon as he becomes strong in his riches, will arouse the whole kingdom against Greece. Proverbs 29:1. Those often reproved harden their necks, it shall suddenly be destroyed. 29:12. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. 29:14. When the wicked multiply, transgressions are increased. The righteous will see their fall. 29:18. He who keeps the laws are happy, and no vision, and the people perish. Or where there's no vision, the people perish. 29:24. Those who are partners with a thief, then you hate your own soul, seeing crime and not saying anything. 24:1. As snow is in the summer, honor isn't seemly for the fool. 26:6. Sending a message by a fool, it shall not be delivered. You're asking for trouble. 26:11. All dogs return to vomit, so a fool returns to his folly. 26:26. Those hiding hatred by deceit, their wickedness shall be shown to the whole congregation. Zephaniah 3:9. I'll purify the language, that all of them will call upon me. Isaiah 2:4. Thy will judge the nations won't take up the sword, nor make war. I believe that's make, or train for war, I believe. I can't. Psalms 119:7. Their hearts are fat. My bad. Their hearts are fat as grease, and yet I delight in thy laws. John 12:45. Looking at me, you see who sent me. 12:43. For they love human praises more than the praises of God. 12:42. Many even leaders believed, yet would not openly admit it because of fear. 12:41. Isaiah said that's because he saw Yahushua in his glory and spoke about him. 12:40. Thy blinded their eyes, fattened their hearts, so that they wouldn't be able to be healed and converted. 12:23. The hour has come that the Son of Man be glorified. 12:24. If a corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. But yet if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. 12:30. This voice came into the world not because of me, yet for your sakes. 12:31. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. Proverbs 28:3. The poor who oppress the poor are like a flood that leaves behind no food. 6:30 or 36. I believe it's 30. No one despises a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger. Ecclesiasticus 34:22. Who takes away one's job is as slaying them. Defrauding laborers of his hire is a bloodshedder. Ecclesiastes 1:2. Meaningless, says the teacher, all things are meaningless. 1:3. What profit is all of man's labor under the sun? 1:9. What has been done will happen again. Nothing will be new. 1:12. I was king over Israel. 1:13. Gave my heart to seek and to search out wisdom concerning all things. Thy gave me this task to exercise. 1:15. That which is crooked isn't able to be made straight. 1:14. I have a great estate, more wisdom than all kings before me, and my heart has much experience of wisdom and knowledge. I guess this is 8:11. When a sentence for a crime isn't quickly carried out, the people's hearts fill with evil. That could be Proverbs, though, but I believe is this Proverbs? No, it's Ecclesiastes. It may be Ecclesiastes. It could be either Ecclesiastes or Proverbs. But back to Ecclesiastes 1:17, gave my heart to know wisdom, madness, folly, and this is a vexation of the spirit. 1:18, for in much wisdom is much grief, increasing knowledge increases sorrow. 2:1, I did an experiment given to mirth, enjoy pleasures, and behold, this is vanity. 2:2, laughter is mad and of mirth. 2:3, given to wine while maintaining wisdom, to see what's best for man. What should they do in all the days of their lives? 2:11, examine all my works, the labor that I completed, all was vanity and a vexation of the spirit, no profit for it. Leviticus 5:1, anybody who knows evidence must testify in court. Deuteronomy 17:16, not to dwell permanently in Egypt. 6:8, bind the laws on your arms. 6:9, to put scriptures on your doorposts. Leviticus 19:27, don't shave the size of your head nor cut your beards. Exodus 23:33, not to let them dwell in your lands. Deuteronomy 13:9, not to say anything in their defense. 6:7, to learn laws and to teach them. 16:19, cast out all your enemies from your presence. Galatians 3:19, so this was added because of transgressions. Oh, okay. So the law was added because of transgressions until the sea had come. 2 Samuel 10:5, Dawood told his men to stay at Jericho until their beards have grown back. John 17:9, I pray not for the world, yet those given unto me. Luke 11:23, whoever isn't with me is against me. 2 Corinthians 12:2, he was called up to the third heavens. Ecclesiastes 12:13, now all has been heard, respect thy and keep his commandments. This is the duty of all humankind. 12:12, of making books there is no end, and much study wearies the body. Esther 4:14, for if you remain silent at this time, relief for Israel will be given to another people. You and your father's house will be destroyed. 4:13, think not that you'll escape in the king's house more than any other Israelite. 2 Corinthians 12:7, I became over unless over, I don't know. This became overconfident. So I guess he said I was tested or whatever. That not become overconfident unless I be confident. So I became blank unless overconfident. Was given a thorn in my side, a messenger of the evil to torment me. So I believe is I was given this task that I would be not come overconfident, then the thorn in my side to not become full of myself. Psalm 69:4, those hating me. My bad. Psalm 69:4, those hating me without reason outnumber the hairs on my head. I'm forced to pay for what I did not do, for a crime which I did not commit. 2 Timothy 2:4, no one serving as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs to please the one who chose them. Hebrews 10:8, sacrifices you didn't desire nor please with. Galatians 3:1, who bewitched you that you believe not truth? Jeremiah 31:22, how long will you go about on backsliding, daughters? Thy created a new thing, the woman shall compass the man. 2 Esdras 4:7, how many dwellings are in the sea? 4:4, if you're able to answer any of these, I'll show you what you wish. Teach you while the heart leans towards evil. 4:1, your mind has failed regarding this world. Do you believe you're able to overstand the Most High? Joel 2:29. On servants I'll pour out my spirit. Romans 9:20. Shall the creation ask its creator, why have you made me? Genesis 4:15. Thy put a mark on Cain, that none shall harm him. 2 Kings 5:27. Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and your descendants forever. His skin became leprous, white as snow. Psalms 137:5. Jerusalem, if I forget you, let my right hand forget its skill. 137:7. Edom said, tear down its walls to the foundation of it. On that day Jerusalem fell. 137:8. Happy is he who repays you according to your works towards us. Jeremiah 4:22. They're wise to do evil, but fools to do good. Romans 1:22. Claim to be wise and have become fools. 2 Esdras 15:22. My right hand shall not spare sinners, the sword won't cease, for they shed innocent blood. 15:21. As they continue to do as they continue to do to my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. 15:17. The plagues are upon the whole earth, you shall remain in them. God won't deliver you, for you have sinned against thy. Then I have Hebrews 8:10, 7:28, Romans 7:6, Zephaniah 3:9, Isaiah 2:4, Hebrews 13:7, and I believe that may be it. Revelation 6:6, 2 Timothy 2:15, Hebrews 11:7 and 9:17 or 9:19, Luke 10:30 through 37, Haggai 1:4 through 6, Romans 7:6, 2 Esdras 5:22, Deuteronomy 28:47 through 48, 1 Thessalonians 4:13 through 18, 2 Timothy 3:10 through 17, Hebrews 4:14, Philippians 3:7 through 9, Ezekiel 10:20, Ecclesiastes 9:10, and that 1 John 5:3 through 5, and 1 Corinthians 5:10 through 11, and that should be it.